Well, this month, students in HISD are taking STAAR exams. According to the Texas Education Agency, the test results show whether a student has mastered specific knowledge of a core subject at each grade level. Well, some parents have been very vocal about their frustrations with HISD and testing this year.
So they argue the new state-appointed administration is focused solely on test performance instead of the overall learning experience. Our Candace Burns spent time on a new education system campus, one of the schools chosen by the new administration to implement a rigorous curriculum, and she talked to a teacher about the pressures of testing this month.
Every day, students on NES campuses like Fleming Middle School take several quizzes to test their mastery on lessons. I recently had a conversation with Miss Lindsay Mason, a math teacher at Fleming, and during that conversation, she shared how she's been feeling about STAAR testing this month.
Normally, I'm a little bit anxious when it comes to the STAAR. Anxiety is high. It's like how well they're going to perform. I'm not anxious this year because I know that they've had a solid year. They've had a consistent year, not too many changes that would affect.
Ms. Mason says she believes her students are well prepared, and because they're prepared, they're more confident. I also asked her if students are learning more than just how to take a test, and this is what she had to say.
I definitely am not teaching to the test. Not once this year have I looked at the test before I taught. They are learning beyond the classroom. Especially when we tie in real life scenarios. You know, we tied in the eclipse. That's not going to be on any math test ever. We tie in shopping experiences. We tie in their grades, their data, the percent they need to grow. If you could take a 12-year-old from 5 years ago and put them in a room with other 12-year-olds and ask them to justify their thinking, they're going to look at you like, do what? But if you take 12-year-olds now and you tell them to justify their thinking, they're going to restate the information. They're going to find evidence. They're going to be able to defend it. So I really do think that this will create a better pathway for all types of careers because they will have that skill a lot of adults don't even have.
Now, Mrs. Mason says in past years in HISD schools, they dedicated weeks to preparing for STAAR exams, and they even took practice tests. But she says that did not happen at Fleming this year. Regular instruction was not interrupted. I also learned that students will take another test in the next couple of weeks. That one's called the NWEA MAP Growth Assessment. This test is taken 3 times a school year, once at the beginning, then the middle, and again at the end. Ms. Mason says this test measures growth, and she is a little anxious about this one to see how much her students score because they are working to close achievement gaps.
So from beginning of the year assessment to middle of the year assessments, what we took in September and January, we did show on average about 40% growth. Did they meet or exceed? Exceeding, no. At that time, we had few that exceeded, but they met their growth. When it comes to high achievement, is where we close the gap. So that's something that people need to understand. Not just growing, high achievement.
What does that mean?
Meaning they are at or above level. So right now, they're in 6th grade, but on a 5th grade level. But at the beginning, they were on a 3rd grade level. They grew, but they still have low achievement because they're not on level. They're still below level. So it's closing.
We have been following the changes happening inside HISD all school year long. You can learn more about our focus on Fleming coverage and learn which schools are NES campuses and which schools will be joining the NES system next year by searching Fleming on click2houston.com. Candace Burns, KPRC 2 News.